Hey guys, I had the Jeep Gladiator out in the bush yesterday evening and decided that these halogen lights just are not cutting it. Dusk time, they don't put out enough light to be able to see. Once it's absolutely pitch black, they seem to do not too bad, but in that transition, there's just not enough light coming out. As you can see on the wall here, the halogen lights are kind of a yellowish color. And I'd prefer to have the LED nice bright white light or bluish white light. Back when I first got the Jeep, I picked up these LED projector beam headlights from Amazon that are supposed to be basically a bolt-in replacement. And it was middle of winter when I got the Jeep, so we didn't get these installed. But now that I've kind of run up against the dusk time lack of light off the front of the machine, I think it's a good opportunity to put these in. Follow along, we'll see if we can figure this out. Thanks for watching. One of the first things we need to do before we start tearing apart the front end of the truck is we need to identify the center of the hot spot of the headlight. And I'm just going to put a couple pieces of a couple pieces of duct tape here on the wall. That looks fairly close to the center of the hotspot, and the reason we're doing that is because when we take the factory headlights out and put the new ones in, we're going to be changing the adjustment on them, the aim. Rather than taking it to your garage and getting a halfway adjustment done, if we mark the factory aim location before we take anything apart, then it's a piece of cake to bring the new headlights back in where they're supposed to be. I don't want to make any major changes to how the headlights are done on this truck, simply because if I ever decide to trade it in, I'll probably be putting the factory ones back in, because aftermarket LED headlights would actually be a detractor on the price, because to safety of the vehicle they'll have to put a set of factory lights in it. So the old ones are going to go back in the box and be saved for when I get rid of the vehicle. Next step on the list is that we need to isolate the power, and one of the tricks is, because this has the auto stop start feature, it has two batteries. There's the main one that we're looking at here underneath this kind of blanket looking thing, and then under here in behind the inner fender, I believe in this area here, is the auxiliary battery, and it provides extra power for stop start. You can kind of see the sticker here shows that there's the two batteries, and we need to make sure that we get both of them isolated. Well, undo the negative from the main battery. It's kind of a standard thing whenever you're dealing with batteries that you take the negative lead off, because if you're taking the positive lead off and you accidentally short out against the body, you're going to have some sparking going on. If you're taking the negative lead off and you short against the body is negative, and therefore you don't end up with any sparking. And also now, when you take the positive off, if you do short out against the body, it's no longer connected to the negative of the battery, and you, in theory, don't get any sparking. It would be really nice if they would label which one is the primary and which one is the secondary battery, so that we know that we've got them separated. Basically, this is telling us to go with a certified mechanic when we're dealing with this sort of thing. Separating these two wires, I believe this is the one negative that's coming from the secondary battery. I just threw a bit of duct tape around those terminals so that they don't accidentally short together and bring power back into the system. This is the charge controller for the auxiliary battery. Doesn't say that anywhere on it, but that appears to be, according to Google, what it is. Now that we've got our power disconnected, we can start taking the front of the machine apart and get out the headlights. The grill is held on with some body fasteners. Take a prior, take a prying screwdriver, get underneath and just pull them up a little bit. Now that one is loose. We pull the core right out, then the body, the fastener comes out, and you can see the way this works is the core goes down and spreads this tip out. They've got what looks like a similar fastener holding this isolation dampener in, but they just pop out. The lower part of the grill is held in place with these clips, and that is precisely why I didn't want to do this job in cold weather, because I'm just asking to get those broken. They're a little dirty, but we can see we've got 3 bolts holding the headlight in place. Same idea over on this side. So let's drop those out of there and see what we got for wiring in behind. 10mm socket. And the factory light comes out. The plug. That will provide power to the main LED body, but that doesn't provide any daytime running light to the halo. That's done on this separate wire. I haven't decided exactly what we're going to do with that yet, so let's get these lights put in place and see about lining them up, and then we can decide how we're going to deal with the halo. Here's the instructions for our little assembly. We've got springs and bolts, a washer, a bolt. The bolt goes through the housing and the spring goes on. And that's going to give us just enough adjustment that we should be able to line up with the light hot spots. I have a bad feeling that this is going to be one of those times when having 4 hands would be nice. Small tabs of duct tape just kind of hold everything captured while we get it up in place and get all 3 of these screws started. The purpose of these springs and bolts, being kind of multi-part and a bit of a pain in the butt to work with, is provides the adjustment. This assembly here does the adjustment on the factory lights, and it actually changes the position of the bulb. Let's got that one basically mounted. Now we've got to access, this is the halo wire, and likewise on the other side I can get at it from the back side. So we'll get these put in, we'll temporarily hook up the battery, and then we'll adjust the alignment so that we're hitting the hot spots on the wall, and then we'll worry about the halos. I've got both headlights on, and you can see compared to the hot spot markings that we made on the wall, we are a little on the low side. There's the light. This is the low beam light. Taking the T-handle, we can raise those hot spots just a little bit. I would say that one is pretty good for the low beam. And that one looks pretty good for the passenger side, looks pretty good for the low beam too. There's our high beams. And I would say that the passenger side one might be just a little bit on the high side. Bring it down a touch. That looks like we've got those lined up fairly well. Keep in mind the edge of that siding is crooked. That's slab siding, so can't go by the edge of the siding. Basically, we've got to go off those 2 silver markers I made. Let me shut the truck and the headlights off here. That's what they look like with high beams on and no halos. Grill installation goes pretty straightforward. You've got these tabs across the bottom here. They fit into these oval slots in the grill support, and then we put our push pins back in the top. Core, the outer piece just shoves through, and then the core goes in. And we just do a sanity check, make sure that the alignment looks good after the grill's in place, and I'm quite happy with that. Well guys, I think we're going to end the video here for the time being. The way I hooked them up, the halos are kind of complicated enough to make them their own video. Definitely the daytime running lights are quite a bit more yellow than the LED headlights. That's something we'll have to address, get some LED bulbs in there as well. I'm very happy with how the LED lights are working. Definitely shines a nice bright light in front of the vehicle. Thanks a lot for stopping by. We'll catch you in the next one. Give me one of those thumb up things if you haven't done so already. And hey, if you're not subscribed, why not hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you get more content from Doug's Messy Garage. Thanks a lot for watching.